Rachel Blomquist, and I am the museum registrar here at the Anderson Abruzzo Albuquerque International Balloon Museum. And I'm excited to share with you today a new exhibit we have called the Collection Spotlight. This new exhibit was created to highlight items in our permanent collection that are just too cool to hide away and storage. They either have very unique stories that they don't fit in our current exhibits, or in this case, they are just too delicate to be put on display for far too long. But in honor of our first collection spotlight, we decided to go back into the annals of history and start at the very beginning with the ballooning with the book, The Description of the Experiments of the Aerostatic Machine of the Messieurs de Montgolfier, which was published in France in late 1783 and is the oldest written eyewitness account of the first unmanned hot air balloon flight. As every good balloonist knows, 1783 is the year where everything changed for the world with the invention of the first hot air balloon and eventually the first gas balloon. The two brothers, Joseph and Etienne Montgolfier, were the leading pioneers with their experiments of using hot air to fly for the first time in September and in October 1783. And during their September experiment, there was a scientist among the spectators known as Barthélemy Faujas de Saint-Fond. De Saint-Fond was a geologist and is most known for creating the first theory of where the origins of volcanoes came from. But he was so awestruck by watching the first hot air balloon flint up and fly over, he decided that it was his duty to record all factual information of the Montgolfier experiment and publish it into a book so the rest of France and the world would know what they had achieved. Whereas he puts it in his foreword, all those not living near Paris would be in an embarrassment to not know of this fruit of genius. And how I wish his original manuscripts had survived, because I would have loved to see all the scribbles on his pages, because even through the printed version, we can still feel his enthusiasm seeping through from the choices of the words he uses, and to my favor, all the exclamation marks he puts after all of his observations. He was truly so excited to share with the world what he had witnessed that day in September, because he was a man of science and he knew what this meant not only for science, but for mankind. We had literally just now learned how to fly. And just like De Saint-Fond here at the Balloon Museum, we also want to share with you the inspiring history of ballooning and lighter-than aircraft. So for this next month, only in October, please drop by and see the description of the experiment of the aerostatic machine of the Messieurs de Montgolfier here on display, opened up to De Saint-Fond's closing thoughts of the September experiment and what he thought it meant for the rest of the world. We hope to see you soon.